You're listening to the Precision Shooting Podcast, discussing all aspects of precision and long-range rifle shooting. This episode is brought to you by Impact Dynamics. And now, over to your hosts.
Well, hello and welcome to the Precision Shooting Podcast. This is episode number 156. We're back, Andy. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Excellent. My name is Rusty and over there is Josh. How are you, Josh?
Hey guys, how you going?
Good. Still haven't got a camera on you.
No.
Yeah, no, probably could have just turned that GoPro around really, but that's all right.
We
here now.
yeeted the GoPro out the way to be live on TikTok as well for anyone who is watching us on that. We can't see any comments from that one because it's too far away. But if you're on YouTube, we've got a few guys watching on YouTube. So thanks to the guys who are doing that. And for those who listen to our audio stream podcast.
Good luck.
I was going to say Old Faithful. Yeah, classic. That's the way to listen to podcasts. Still, that's the way I like to listen to podcasts. Andy, how has your couple of weeks been? We're back in. Has this place got a? Did we name this place? We were kicking some ideas around.
Yeah, we were kicking some ideas. We were going to pick one, weren't we, or sift through them?
Yeah, we definitely did that. Yeah. And we'll tell you next episode what it's going to be called. Yeah, because we've definitely done all of that.
Yeah.
Nice. Anyway, how's your couple of weeks been now that we're back in the unnamed studio?
Yeah, I've been flat out.
Yeah.
Not only work, but I've been away both weekends shooting.
Oh, that's the way to do it.
Yeah.
Well done.
Lucky me. It's been a pretty full-on month, so
nice.
Yeah, shooting quite often. I went away to Loxton. They had a still challenge.
Yes, we talked about that. Yeah, so tell us a little bit about that. That's the still challenge was a 2-day match, wasn't it, up in Loxton on an F-class range? Yeah,
so it was a different dynamic for us normal PRS folk, but it worked rather well.
I like how you refer to us as normal.
Normal.
Yeah, very generous of you.
That's it.
Very generous of you. Nice.
Yeah, essentially they had an F-class style range. We started this Saturday with rimfire at 100 metres, shooting on little metal plates, then moved back to 200 metres. And, it was a different kind of feeling because it was a little bit windy where it was, but also the way that the stages are ran is different to how we're used to.
So how did they do it? Was it similar as like a 10 shot per stage, like 90 second sort of thing? Or was it,
pretty well. So
that part of it was the same? Yeah,
so we had, was it 5 or 10 rounds? Jeez. Anyway, so
some rounds.
Pretty much we had time. We had, I think it was 2 minutes all up.
Okay.
And the time was generous because they're trying to promote it. They're trying to get more people into it. So
sure.
Just trying to keep things generous and lighthearted and good fun, which it was. But pretty well on our belly, and we had sighters, and I think it was as many sighters as we needed until we hit the plate in 2 minutes.
Right.
So we had 2 minutes. We could send as many rounds as we wanted to, but as soon as we hit the plate, that's it.
Oh, okay. So you hit the plate and then that's now, are you then on the clock or then you're sitting there waiting?
Oh, so you'd get like maybe 10 seconds to reload your mags and just prepare.
Yep.
And then they'd start the clock. So you've got then 2 minutes for, I'm pretty sure it was 10 rounds, and they're the scoring points.
Okay.
So that was good fun.
Yeah, right. Nice.
And then that sort of format continued on with the centerfire back to 6, 7 and 800 yards. On the Saturday, and then Sunday morning we started at 1,200 yards, then went to 1,100 yards.
Yeah, right.
And,
nice.
That was good fun.
And how did you go? How did you, particularly those longer distances?
Yeah, I think I went reasonably well.
Yep.
Everyone went away with a little bit of a prize and a big smile, and it was all just really good fun. We were definitely hitting the gongs out there at 1,200 yards.
Yeah.
Which was
were they generous on the gong size, or were they pretty?
So I'm pretty sure the gongs were, one of them was a half mil. So at 1,200 yards, it was just over 500 by 500 mil.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Reasonably generous. But on the day it could be tricky depending on wind and all of that stuff. So
is it pretty flat land or is it pretty blowy?
Yeah, it was reasonably flat.
Yeah.
Couple of small hills here and there and some valleys, but for the most part it was flat. And then, we had a majority of a headwind, but it was switching left and right a little bit. So something I had to learn, especially at those further distances, is to really read the wind.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the time when we shoot PRS at 500 metres or something, we'll take a wind reading, have a bit of a guess and then go, cool, jump down, shoot the whole stage. and not really pay attention to the wind too much during the stage.
Sure. Yep.
Where this was, you're either holding on the target if you're seeing the mirage just boil up, or you're holding half target left or half target right, depending on the mirage. And it switched on me a couple of times and missed some points.
Okay.
But yeah, no, it was interesting to sort of watch that, and they had the flags going down the range, which was interesting to see as well, because we don't have that privilege of flags. So, but also confusing at the same time, because we would have one side of the flags dead and the other side coming towards us, and then we'd have both sides coming towards us but angled in, and then sometimes angled out. And at the end of the day, they said just watch Mirage. So. Yeah.
Or go to all the effort of putting the flags out and just be like, you know what, just Mirage.
Yeah,
that's fine. Yeah.
But it was really good fun overall. I'll definitely go up there and do it again.
Yep.
I think they're keen to run it again.
Yeah, brilliant.
We had guys out there shooting their F-class style rifles. I think one bloke had an open sight rifle on the Saturday.
Yeah, brilliant.
It was really good fun. Everyone
nice.
enjoyed it.
Was there much moving, or was it very much in starting in position, finishing in position?
It was pretty well start in position, finish. So you're starting on your belly. Because with the array of rifles they had there, some guys were single feeding. Not everyone had magazines.
Gotcha.
So they wanted to keep it relatively open.
Make it super accessible.
Yeah.
Which makes sense.
And I think as it progresses, they'll tighten it up and maybe change a few things. But it was good fun.
Yeah, okay, because they got permission to run steel on the F-class range.
Yes.
For that particular comp, I think in general, and that's encouraging to see. Because I think how did you speak to many of the regular F-class guys to see how they found it? Shooting steel. Yeah, they seem to enjoy it quite a lot.
Yeah, I think they enjoyed it because you got that sort of instant feedback. And on the targets of those distances, they had like a sensor which would bolt onto the back of the target or somehow glue on, and then a big LED strobe light. And so essentially when you hit the target, big strobe light would go off. So you get instant feedback, which I think they enjoyed. But at the same time, comparing that to F-class, those guys are used to shooting tiny groups. And when the target lowers down and they pin the target and bring it back up, they can see exactly where they're hitting. Where this, they didn't know exactly where they were hitting. They were just hitting. So for them to make corrections, it might have been a little bit different. I mean, the only sort of corrections you can make is when you miss off the left or the right. But if you're hitting, you're hitting. So they said that was a little bit different. But other than that, they found it pretty good.
Yeah, nice. Good stuff, mate. Well, that sounds like a good we had a few guys from our club go up.
We did.
Yeah, right.
Dave and Nick Halliwell.
Yep. Good old Nick.
Yeah.
He did all right in the rim fire, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
I think he took that one out. I can't remember. Or second. He was up there. He had a good fun.
Yeah, brilliant.
And Dave enjoyed it as well. And I think it was a good representation, and everyone was pretty keen to see how we would go as well at those longer distances.
Of course, because there's always that F-class and PRS sort of bit of rivalry, hopefully very friendly, but just to sort of just get onto each other's turf in a good way and try each other's sport a little bit more.
Yeah, that's it.
This sounds like very much a hybrid, had a lot of F-class elements and some PRS elements as well. So,
I mean, Nick was mentioned it a few times when we were there. And we all learnt quite a lot.
What, Nick mentioned something? Yeah. No, I don't believe you at all.
Well, we were talking about it a fair bit, how we've been able to see how they prepare to shoot as well. So they'll have just talking about like a consistent platform. So they bring their own piece of timber that sits on the berm for their bipod.
Yes.
And they'll have their own real big sturdy sets of bags and bag riders, and when they go to put the back of their rifle down in the bag rider, they hammer it down so it's solid.
Yeah,
and everything's just really nice and smooth action.
So there's a lot more of that sort of prep work to build the position. A lot of prep work,
yeah.
Because none of that's on the clock, is it?
No.
Yeah.
And where we were finding, we just jumped down rear of the bag on the rear of the rifle on the bag, and we're like, ready. We're in. Let's go.
Yeah. Okay. It would have been interesting.
Yeah.
And do you think that affected the scores at all? That element, or what do you reckon?
I think it would have some, those guys when they're shooting groups, they're tight groups. So once they're on, they're pretty well on.
Yeah.
Obviously, we would have a little bit more variance in impact shift and stuff, just not having a completely stable system. So they might have come out in front a little bit, but we definitely gave them a run for their money.
Yeah,
I think they were surprised and
nice.
loved having us there as well.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. At the end of the day, you're all shaking hands and having a beer and, not shaking hands, of course. No, definitely not shaking hands. Not allowed to do any of that. No, stop it, Josh. Stop it. And so, good times, mate. Good times. Well, yeah, I guess we're currently recording and streaming during Australia falling apart.
Again.
Part 2. Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
We were very nervous today. We thought we might be going into lockdown and potentially not being able to do the show, or maybe doing the show and then going home, and that was going to be it for a while. We at this stage are okay, but probably by the time this episode goes out, maybe I've been in lockdown. That's why I've been able to edit it. Yep. That's why maybe it's gone out. But yeah, it was a very very interesting week. I know that a few of the guys in the chat on YouTube are in lockdown up in Queensland, and brings us to the next PRS match, which again is on the edge, and more so than last time. Obviously, last time, like, it was a few days before things started getting real nervy, and then lockdown and the day before. Whereas this time we're a couple of weeks out. It's in that really awkward position where you're like, well, it could come good, but we don't know, and it's
just a little bit too early to pull the pin because it could turn around and then game on. The problem is, I guess, the longer it goes on, you sort of think about this sort of 14 days that things take to sort of settle back down. And we another 3 or 4 days by the time you're probably hearing this, if you're listening to the audio version, it is probably past those 14 days, and we may have even made a decision by this point. So it's a challenging time to do that. And I mean, our little PRS match is very minuscule compared to many other decisions to be made for many people. However, it's frustrating to not to have one knocked out and then the second one. And we're currently strategizing, like, okay, if the second match for the year gets delayed or put back or whatever happens, what's the strategy? And I think we've got a pretty solid next step that will, because one of the things, obviously, if you take 2 matches out of a 7-match season, not as many people can qualify, or it's not as easy for people to qualify. Sure.
And so super mindful that if we have to knock this one out, then replacement matches will be thrown into it and seasons extended or whatever the game plan ends up being. But
it's another training year.
Well, I'm going to do everything we can to avoid that. So even if the season extends out longer, so that there's time to break and then actually have those matches come back, and a bit more time for people to do it, that's certainly on the cards.
Yeah, cool.
We've got one match down. It would be great to get the other 6 through.
It.
So things we'll take care of.
I reckon if they can, get all the footy players pardoned to travel around and play footy.
Well, they're not even.
They're not now.
That's the big thing. They're at that point. I know the joke you were going to make. I'm sorry, man, to step in and ruin it with actual facts.
That's all right.
Actually, I feel terrible now. I've ruined your moment. Sorry, Josh.
Well, I haven't been keeping up with it that much, but I just assumed that footy players were still flying around.
They're not. They actually have all moved to Victoria as of tomorrow, and they're locking down there. So we will see what happens, whether that's a sign of something to come.
They have a good track record.
Yeah, true. So we'll see how we go. But maybe I did hear it mentioned earlier this week that we should all just, anyone who wants to shoot PRS, we'll just venture out to Kai and live there for the next 6 months.
Yeah.
Just run a match every weekend and have the best season ever.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll be there.
Done. All right.
I'll be there.
Yep.
Cool. 6 months worth of living on the farm.
Yeah. Oh, plenty of reloading supplies. We've got to stock up.
Yeah, well, we'll do weekly deliveries.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Sweet. Sure, Joe can handle that. Excellent, mate. And you said you were away 2 weekend shootings. So you've only told me about one. What else? What else on the cards?
Well, I was able to boost away Friday night, head down south, and do a little bit of spotlighting and
good.
Yeah, getting out on the back of the ute.
Yeah, right. How long's it been since you've done that?
I think it was almost a year.
Wow.
Yep.
Okay.
So, I used to go spotlighting a bit, and currently very PRS focused and range time focused. It's nothing wrong with that. Enjoy that.
It is what it is. Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, we've been able to get down there less frequently now due to contacts having, like my mates having kids and things like that as well.
Yep. I think I mean contact tracing.
Yeah.
Good. Okay, good.
But yeah, it was really good just to get away again. That feeling of pulling out the swag and going to sleep at 2 a.m. and absolutely bugging, and then you're getting up at 7 o'clock again going, why am I doing this?
Yep. And then you get out there, you're like, oh, that's why.
Yeah. Spending, 5-6 hours on the back of the ute in the rain. Yeah. I've got some photos. I should have put some up.
Yeah, right. Was it a wet weekend?
Yes.
Yeah, right.
It was wet.
Okay.
Well, Friday night wasn't too bad.
Mm-hmm.
A couple of little drizzles, but had time to dry out.
Yep.
Sunday night was wet. Yes.
Gotcha.
Saturday night was wet.
Saturday night.
Saturday night. Yeah.
I remember. Did you pull the pin? It was that bad, or you just pushed on?
No, we did end up pulling the pin.
Yeah.
I think it was about 12 o'clock, midnight.
Right.
Yeah, because we were going from one property to another, and we were like we were heading back to where we're sleeping and staying, and we were thinking about cruising around there a bit, and then pretty much as soon as we start driving in, instead of it just being raining, it was pouring.
Yeah,
and we were like, nah, we're already starting to feel the damp coming through, and it's just that feeling of cold and wet,
Yep.
But it was good fun. Yeah.
Nice. I remember a night many years ago. We were out near the Victorian border actually, and back when it was safe to do so. And we were myself, I think Sean from SDS, Greg, and I reckon Greg and Andrew were previous on the podcast, and maybe another mate Dan as well. I think it was that mob, and it was January, sort of mid-January sometime.
Yeah, nice.
And we were out there, and we were like, all right, big night of spotlight. Now we normally would get 5, 6, maybe 10 foxes in a night out in this property. And we're like, all right, we're good. So we got out, drove out for about 3 minutes, and then the rain came down. And it came down so hard that we could not see the spotlight more than about 10 meters in front of the car.
Jeez.
And we're like, let's just go back in. This is there's the 0 point. No, it's not like, oh no, we're a bit wussy because it's a bit wet.
Yeah.
We couldn't. There's no point doing this. We can't see a thing. So we sort of drove back, got back inside, played cards for a while, and then we noticed the rain stopped. Sweet. All right. Well, let's jump on in. And I tell you what, I don't know what happened, whether all the foxes' dens filled up with water. We shot about 10 foxes in 45 minutes.
Oh, wow.
And just bang, 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 bang. It was
nice,
fantastic.
Yep.
And then the rain came.
Yeah.
And we could not see more than 10 meters off the vehicle. Right. All right. Well, we better go back.
Yep.
And we did that multiple times. We ended up with that first one was about 45 minutes. And then I think 2 more times were about 7 minutes each. We ended up actually out over the course of the night for an hour. And we got 10 foxes. We got all the we got more foxes than we would normally get in a night.
That's all right.
In an hour.
Yeah.
And played plenty of poker.
Nice.
So I don't know. Did you find there was more out like in the gaps of raining, or did you notice any difference?
Not too much. We saw, like when it was raining, it was difficult.
Yeah, not much out.
Yeah, and you're just sitting in there, you're freezing, and you're getting water in the face, and the spotlight, like you said, it's not really doing a whole lot. It's just lighting up all the rain. But we did see a couple like during the periods of light rain. Yeah, definitely saw a couple. I think we ended up with 5 all up. And the one time you put the shotgun away and you're like, I won't need this. one pops up right in front of you and then darts off and you're like,
yeah, that would have been that. Yeah,
damn it.
If you're out spotlighting, you think, I don't think we'll need the shotgun. That's the time no, that's the time you hold it. In fact, say that really loud and then just hold on to it.
Yeah.
I think that's the only way to go because man, it happens every time. You're like, I'll put this one away.
Yeah. But
that's the way.
No, it was good fun.
Nice.
Yeah, so not many. Plenty of rabbits down there. We have to go back and smash some rabbits. We were like, looking for foxes to start with, and then we're like, oh yeah, tomorrow night we'll go back and clean up all the rabbits. But then that was the night it poured down, and we're just like,
washed them out,
bugger it,
yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so I definitely got my fair share of shooting, spotlighting again, and being in the wet, and now I'm keen to get back on the range where it's dry and all right.
So are you shooting this weekend?
On the Sunday I'll be
on
up
the
there.
Sunday. Is that rimfire or centerfire day?
Centerfire.
Right, so we're not rim-firing our competition this weekend.
No, I've got a baby shower, birthday thing.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. Well, you know what?
One time was a wedding. one time was a birthday.
Wait, which are these the same people?
Oh no,
that's pretty quick.
Close times though. Yeah.
All right. Well, that kind of works because I have to admit I was last episode I made a commitment that I've completely failed on.
Okay.
And I can give you all the excuses in the world, which is what we talked about in the last episode. So I'm giving you none. Okay. I just didn't do it. I was meant to meant to dry fire 5 times and I was going to live stream them. And do you know how many times I did? With the best of intention when we finished that episode? 0. A big fat 0 times I dry fired. Yeah. There's no reason why. There's no excuse why. I didn't do it. Yep. So
this happens.
Yeah, obviously, because I just didn't. So that is, that's poor performance. That's real poor. So I now have to rethink whether I want to reset that commitment and fail on it in the next 2 weeks or whether I'm going to go through and do it because, we were going to – this is probably the longest drawn out feud comp
That's it.
that we've had out. Well, did we make this first bet in 2019 or something? I don't remember. It's been a long time.
I reckon it predates me. So.
But this is how
legit?
This is how we build
podcasting.
We got to build the suspense. Get the followers, get the crowd. Yeah. One day this will happen.
So the flip side of that, Andy, is when people just get sick of you talking about something you never deliver on. that is. And
I'm not going to be there to film it. I'll just be like, oh, was that? Oh, okay. Yeah, I wasn't interested.
That 2-stage match. Oh, okay.
I think we're going to have to come down to like either a rock, paper, scissors or a Nerf battle. Yeah. That is probably the way we are going. That is really going to be how we end up. So shall we? No, should we up it? Did we talk about upping it and making it all count at Darwin?
No.
We didn't?
No, I don't think so. Why? What do you want to do?
Well, I don't want to do anything really. It sounds like too much work.
Fair enough.
But
Donuts.
What about if the feud? Feud is probably generous. What if the bet shifts from a rimfire match that we're planning on shooting with each other to the Darwin match? Because I'm going to be at the Darwin match. You're going to be at the Darwin match. Josh is going to be at the Darwin match.
Hopefully we'll all be there.
And I was going to say the only thing that's going to stop this is COVID, right? And that's no weddings, that's no baby showers, that's no whatever other excuse you can think of this week.
Yes.
Then you're going to be caught. You've got no excuses left.
That's it.
And you're going to have to come with the goods.
I forgot my bolt at home. Oh, looks like I'm sacrificing this match just to not clean rifles.
Yeah, I guess. Okay, no, if we're in for Darwin, with the exception of COVID, let's even call it. If COVID cancels it, we clean each other's guns.
Oh yeah, okay.
All right,
yeah,
and then
that way everyone's a winner.
Hey, the guns we haven't used.
Hey, look, I might probably need a good clean after the rain they got.
Well, I was going to say after Darwin, they're definitely going to need a good clean. So let's do that. Let's push this one back. The bet for those who are wondering who've just tuned in. Sorry about that, is that whoever wins not whoever wins. I've got to get 70% of your score. I know we talked about 30, but I
thought it was 85.
70% of your score. Now he's trying the other way. 70% of your score at the Darwin match. And if I do, then you have to clean 4 of my guns, my comp gun, my spotlighting gun, my comp rimfire, and a gun of my choosing.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound great, actually, now that I'd use those terms. And then if you are to win the bet, then I will do the same for you. And then if COVID or any other thing gets in the way, if COVID gets in the way, we clean each other's guns. If either of us bail, that's an immediate forfeit, not a delay, no pushing it back. That's an immediate forfeit. And there will be, and then if there's something else that isn't COVID, that isn't either of us bailing, Josh cleans our guns.
Hang on, how did I get roped into this?
Deal. Let's
a deal.
chicken wing on that. I can't reach
table's
that
too
far.
big.
All right, yeah, but it's just yes, done.
Sounds like a good fair bet for everybody.
Sounds like a good fair bet. What have you got in front of you? You're looking up things on Facebook. The Torrens Valley Night Shoot.
Have you seen that one?
I briefly scrolled past it. Yes.
So it means a lot to you.
No, I don't. I'm aware of it. It's on my radar. I'm not available that day, so I can't shoot it.
Oh, spewing, because I was going to say I'm going.
Well, that's is it practice for Darwin? No, we've already decided. Okay, Darwin's the thing. Yeah, I mean, we're probably going to get ripped on the way up there and not be able in any condition to shoot. But
that's it.
We've alluded to that trip, and we're not talking about it.
So
for legal reasons.
That's all right.
We'll cover it later.
Just in case I don't make it.
Sure. Yep. Definitely.
Yeah. If you don't make it, you're cleaning the rifle. So it's up to you.
Okay. So Torrens Valley Night Shoot, part of the PRC. Yeah.
Yeah. Practical Rimfire Challenge.
You've been to this one before?
I have. Yeah. I think that was last year. No, not last year. Year before.
How was it?
Because of COVID. Oh, great fun.
Yeah.
And this Practical Rimfire Challenge that's held, I think it's only in SA or Adelaide.
Yeah, it is.
Isn't it? Yeah. That's sort of where I started out. With Rimfire.
It's the OG.
Yeah, just sort of wrapping my head around.
And he's getting back to his roots. He's remembering his people. Yeah. Okay. Nice, man.
Got to show him there's more to this. But
okay. Nice, man.
Yeah, so I'll be heading back there. It's shot at night time.
Yeah. That's the night shoot bit.
Yes.
Yeah. Giveaway.
That explains
What a giveaway. I like
and this one's on the 24th of July. So if you're interested in rimfire and doing more of a fast pace, so it's sort of like IPSC rifle sort of stuff.
It is a bit different. I think that a few guys have gone along expecting a PRS sort of feel, and it is different. Not in a bad way, in a good way, but it is different. It is a much faster pace, much more IPSC, a lot closer targets, a lot less. Is it fair to say a lot less based on accuracy?
Well, they still have know your limits targets, and some of those targets can still be pretty small. And they can range from like 6-7 meters away to 60 or 70 meters away. So you still got to.
So maybe not as long range, but still accuracy is pretty important.
Yes,
is that a fairer?
Yeah,
but speed is because they use a lot of Comstock scoring, don't they?
Yeah, so speed is definitely up there, but like with everything, you can rush through it and miss all your targets, or you can.
That's the way I choose to do it. That's my strategy.
Or we go through and hit the targets, but it is
boring.
One of those things that catches some people out where with your real close targets, you actually have to aim under. Yeah. And that catches a lot of people out. But it is really good fun. You know, they say you can bring torches. An illuminated reticle is ideal.
It would play a big role, wouldn't it?
I remember last time I didn't have one, and a couple of the stages where it's low light, you really struggle. But
gotcha.
It's really good fun. I've contemplated strapping a laser pointer to my lever action. I probably won't end up doing that.
Okay.
But you could if you wanted to.
Yeah. Okay.
It's all pretty good fun. It's open. Yep. But that's where I started out and sort of, figured out, hey, this is pretty good fun. And then I just wanted something a little bit more, a bit further distance, a bit, more challenging. So that's where I hit up the PRS side of things.
Yeah, cool. So tell me about the night shoot side of things. What you said you can bring a light, but how is it done? Like, are the targets illuminated, or do you have to use your own illumination? What's the story?
So different stages have different environments.
Okay.
So some stages, all the targets will be lit up under the floodlights.
Okay.
Some stage I remember they had a strobe. And red and blue, like police siren lights flashing off.
Yeah, right.
So that was very disorientating, and you'd only get glimpses of the target.
You'd be used to that, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Did you just start running?
Yeah.
Jumped a fence.
Often end up on my face. That's what it is.
All right, cool.
Some stages they had painted with, what do you call it, like fluorescent paint?
No. Oh, okay. That sort of glow in the dark stuff.
Yeah, glow in the dark stuff, and then they'd have some UV lights, so they'd light up a little bit.
Nice.
And then there was some stages that was pitch black, and you had to provide your own light.
Yep. What did you use?
So I have a Night Core flashlight. Can't remember the model of it, but it's let's say 200 mil long. It's got a nice big bell on it.
Yep, good. That's the way you like them.
Yeah, and it definitely, when I lit that up, people were like, holy shit. Because I sometimes use that for spotlighting. Like it will punch a couple 100 meters.
Yeah. And is that mounted to your scope? Or
yeah, it can be. Yeah. Okay. So I've got a little quick release Picatinny rail clip on it, and then I've got one of those sort of like figure 8 clamps that I use as well.
Okay.
Right. So it's good fun. It's nice. good laugh. You get plenty of people down there, new people, experienced people. I know a few of the PRS guys head down there and have some good fun.
Yeah, so. Absolutely. It is good fun. It is, and I've shot. I think I've only shot one.
Okay.
Down at Mount Gambier. It was really good fun. Yeah. It was good. It was very. I think it was very. It's very different, and it probably takes a match to get your head around the Comstock scoring.
Yep.
Yeah, and so you sort of there was one stage where I like shot and I'm like, oh, I'm done, like I finished, and they're like, well, you can't finish until you hit the stop plate. I'm like, well, literally out of ammo. So like it was an eight round stage or something. I brought 10 with me and missed a couple of times, but and so you. And then your time, I'm going to get this so wrong. Someone's going to be yelling at me.
I don't really understand it myself.
But the time is balanced across all the shooters. So there's some sort of ratio of something, but it's not, you can do really well, but if other people do better than you, even hitting the same amount, then they rank higher.
Yeah, okay.
Which is fair. But not having an understanding of it, you're like, what's going on here? Like I don't understand.
Yep.
Yeah, but it was good, and I think certainly if you went in sort of knowing some of those things, then you'd act accordingly. Okay, all right, cool. I know that's my plan. I need to do this, need to do that. So.
Yeah, for sure. And there's still plenty of stages that have barricades and obstacles you got to shoot through, under, or over. And small targets, big targets. There are some move forward stages, so where you can actually run forwards of the line and shooting targets as you go.
Yep.
And it's interesting seeing the people who shoot IPSC and rifle and handgun, their mentality on how they walk through a stage and mentally prepare.
Yes, I have seen that, and I sort of someone that particular match took me through that sort of way of doing it, and it was very decisive. It was really good to do, but you're like 2 steps there and turn, and as you're moving, turn that way to shoot that target, and then 2 steps that way to, and it's very, what's the efficiency of motion, so that you're getting to the places with as little effort and as little time as possible.
And then they count all their rounds and they figure out where the best places to do a mag change would be and all that. Yeah, so it's really good to see them try and work that stuff out, and you're like, wow, so they really prepare for these stages where sometimes I feel like in PRS you go, oh yeah, you just, sit there, shoot that, kneel there, shoot that. Yeah. And
then you don't.
And then you're like, man, what am I meant to do again?
No, that's something I really admire by IPSC shooters. Their stage breakdown is second to none. Like they can look at a stage and they really like allocating time for each shot, for each this, and really know how they're stepping through it with a clear picture. And look, good PRS shooters do that as well, but it's more prevalent it's much more of a desired skill in IPSC that I've seen. And it will make its way more into PRS and
for sure
in time.
Nice, so that's something that's come up, and I'm heading along to that. So looking forward to it.
24. Josh, you should go shoot that.
Yeah, I reckon you should.
You'd love it.
I probably would.
Yeah.
I'm just happy to shoot anything.
Even Nerf guns at me in the face. Oh no, that's right. I shot you in the face today. Oh, look out, he's ready.
I'm ready to go. You've got to be ready around here.
Don't knock the drinks over, mate. Far out. It's a powerful Nerf gun you've got there. Good. Oh well, that's the way. Yeah, he's loaded up again. We're all. I've just got the glass in front of my face, which I've just decided
that's a good option.
Is not a great solution to it.
When you hear a click around here, you got to be ready to go.
This is very true. This is very true. If you come here probably on a Friday afternoon, just the ground is littered with Nerf darts. Oh no, Thursday's cleanup. So we're really setting
Wednesday.
No, Thursday's cleanup.
No, but Wednesday is the day. If you want to see Nerf bullets, Wednesday.
Really? I was going to say like Thursday, just before the cleanup, just before, because they go everywhere. But we're settling into a routine. I've been told that this place is called the Tiger's Den.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's a contender.
Yeah.
And so, we're getting to a bit of a routine now. And so, Thursday afternoon is cleanup. So usually just before cleanup, we have over, about 1,100 Nerf darts in the building somewhere.
Oh, gosh.
somewhere.
And so
They're probably all up in the roof, the purlines.
Yes, they are. Yes, we put security cameras up the other day, and I found plenty of Nerf darts that I retrieved from various parts of the warehouse. But anyway, that's it's part of the fun. But we get into that routine where you've got your local pub as well. And we're down at the pub tonight for dinner, and you get into you go to a pub and you stick with your old favourites. Like, you're out on a hunting trip and you're driving home, like, let's go to the pub, get a Palmer or that sort of thing, and away you go. And then you start visiting the same pub, multiple times in a week, Josh, perhaps that would be fair sometimes.
Yeah, pretty much every week. There's a couple times.
At least a week, if not a couple of times a week. And so then you start going, well, what else do they do?
Mix it up a bit.
Yeah. So some of the food at the local pub is excellent, I would say.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, and then some things are not as good. Yeah. Like my dinner tonight was average.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, it was fine, but it was average. So
pizza was pretty good tonight.
Pizza was good. All right, so we're building the repertoire. I'm sure our listeners are familiar with this process as you go through and you say, do you try new things, or are you just like, nah, that's it, the chicken and chips is the best thing in the world, I'm just having that forever?
Yeah. Look, it's I guess it's that sort of like that first impression, like when you go in, because I've done a bit of away work and you walk into some pubs and you're like,
away work.
I'm just sticking to the schnitty here. and if you mess up a chicken schnitzel, you're doing something wrong.
Yeah. I went we went somewhere the other week and they messed up a chicken schnitzel. And I was like, no, that is, and now I can't remember where it was, but that was, it was in, I won't say the particular. It was somewhere in the Riverland when we were stranded pre-arrest, and we went into one of the pubs that we went to and got a schnitzel. I'm like, this is not good.
Yeah. if you mess that up,
I wouldn't recommend. Would not recommend.
Yeah, but I did work in WA for quite a while.
Yes, you did.
And we had the local pub over there.
Yes, I believe you bought shares in it.
Yeah, 10 weeks straight. And it was, I think, by
3 meals a day.
No, just dinners.
Every dinner.
Pretty well every dinner.
Yeah.
And
did you eat the menu or did you just eat?
Yeah. Went through the menu probably twice.
Yep.
And then went back to the good favourites.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, you start to become a local when by the time you've pulled up in your car and you walk in that door, there's already a beer sitting on the counter for you. That's what I was getting to. So
okay, nice.
That's it.
That is
real true local.
True local. Yeah, well, we're getting there. So the first night we walked into this, but this is Tonsley Hotel, by the way. I should put that out there for anyone who checks it out. Tonsley Hotel, literally on the corner of the road that we're on. It's about a 2-minute walk.
We should walk, even though we've always drive.
No, speak for yourself.
Once.
I've walked multiple times.
Okay.
Ooh. Yeah. I just go
once.
to the pub a bit more often. But we worked in there the first night. I was wearing the not this shirt. I was wearing the Monado Meltdown shirt.
Yep.
And it has the Ignition custom logo right on the front.
Nice.
And I walked in there and the guy looks at me behind the bar, looks at the shirt, goes, "Oh, do you work with Nick?" And I went, "No, thankfully, no." Yeah. No, and then I told him, "Hey, we've just moved in down the road." And he's like, "Oh, well, fantastic!" And he told me he was into IPSC shooting and all that sort of gear. He's like, "Oh, fantastic! Well, that first drink's on us." And all right, well, we'll be back here.
Yeah, definitely,
definitely. So we do get looked after, which is very nice.
Yeah, we'll have to. Once we've sort of set things up in the workshop and we're all sorted, we'll do a regular.
That's the thing with you. Yeah, you've been here. We're now. What are we? It's about second or third episode we've done in here, whatever it might be.
It's our second.
It's only second. Oh, okay. So every time Andy's been here, he's been punching holes through a wall or putting cables somewhere or doing something.
Yeah,
It's
all illegal.
Yeah, we put the photo up yesterday, last time of you like with the cables coming out the wall, and someone's like, "You should try actually getting a Sparky to do that for you. Work out better." Little do people know, actually, Andy is a Sparky, so that's why he was able to pull cables.
One of those data ports don't work.
Yeah. I didn't say you're a good one. I just said you were one. Yeah. Legally, you were one. You were one. Not now. And anyway, he's been doing work, and not just electrical work, just general sort of helping us out because he's actually better at doing stuff than me, which is not that difficult. But another visit or two, and we'll actually have this place sorted, and then we can go to the pub,
chill out,
and those.
We could do some dry fire practice before an episode.
Crazy.
How about that?
I was going to say the pub nights, the episodes are going to be a little bit more, dramatic after we've gone to the pub for an hour.
We can do trivia night.
We can do trivia night. Well, that's the thing is we've been down there and Wednesday nights, which is the night we record, is trivia night.
Yeah, right.
And so we were like, should we do a live trivia night podcast? And then we decided no, because probably no one would be down for that.
No one would.
But do you know what we should do? We should do a gun trivia night here.
Oh, dear.
One night. as part of the podcast.
I'm out.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No,
All right. Well,
I'll film it. I'm just not answering questions.
No, well, you were always going to film it.
We'll have to bring a bunch of people along, won't we?
Yeah, I'm talking about get 15, 20 people in here when we're not bound by COVID restrictions.
Yeah.
And we do a gun trivia night. We divide into a couple of teams. Oh, let's get the Hunting HQ boys in.
Ooh, yeah.
There'll be one team.
Yeah. Team Ignition.
I was just going to go with two teams, but there we go. Let's all right, Nick, if you're listening, let's make this happen. Let's go with Hunting HQ, and then go. The guys playing at home.
Yep.
They can choose a team that they're backing, and then we'll do a gun trivia night. We'll get a host to write some questions, and let's make that happen.
That'd be pretty cool.
Fun. Let's get Bronte back to sit on our team, so we actually have some knowledge sitting here. That would be good. Gun trivia night. Yeah, that would be fantastic.
Incorrect answers, you must drink.
I think that. All right, I've got an idea for a host. Leave it with me. I will follow up because I'm just wondering whether we should have a virtual host or an in-person host. Because I've got an idea for a virtual host, but maybe we should have it in person. Anyway, we shall work on this. We shall work on this, guys. If you want to be involved in the gun trivia night on the Precision Shooting Podcast at some point in the future, let us know. We might maybe if this whole lockdown thing gets worse, this might become a real virtual virtual thing we do with everyone. So, that could be good. Well, that's a far better idea than going down to the pub and doing a live show from there.
Yeah,
that
much
could have been
better idea.
quite weird.
Yeah.
Excuse me, can we bring in 3 cameras and a desk?
And talk about guns. Can you make all your questions gun related? Yeah, that'll work.
Hey, which table wins? Us. Well, we'd hope.
Everyone else left.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Speaking of everyone else leaving, I think we're done. I think that's about it. Andy's out. All right. See you, Andy. Cheers.
Thanks for listening to the Precision Shooting Podcast. To continue the discussion, check out our Facebook page. And for more information, head to our website, www.precisionshootingpodcast.com.au. This episode was brought to you by Impact Dynamics.